Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Spittin podcast. This is episode 15, and we are your hosts. Back at it again, J Hype and Reflex.
What up?
What up, man?
What up, man? Nice little week off.
Yeah, I took a little week off. I had my daughter over, so spent some time with her and decorating her room even more. You see the posters behind me?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
She
okay. I was
was
like, damn, dude, this fool
getting
had way more pictures and stuff.
No, that's all her. She did that, and then there's more on this side that you can't see on camera, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah, she fully specked out her room even more. So did that, dropped her off, and now my mom's here visiting.
Just a turnstile of visitors, brother.
I know, right? Like
Yeah.
we had Heather's friends over, then we had Destiny, now we have my mom. It's like, who's next? Anybody else wants to stay?
Oh, the fucking summer's coming, so gang of more people are gonna head down there.
Oh yeah, for sure. With EDC coming and all that, so
EDC's what, May?
I think they're still doing it in May. I think they are.
May or June, sometime.
May or June, sometime that. Yeah,
All
I
right.
know what's happening. Shit, sorry. Well, but how are you feeling, bro? I know there was a big weekend, huh?
Yeah, man. My compa Streets got married on Friday on the 15th. We're at Tuesday, bro, and I'm still recovering.
That's when you know you're partying
Excuse me,
way
man. Yeah,
too
I'm still recovering, bro. I'm not built for this shit no more.
hard. We're not in our 20s anymore,
Yeah, bro. Just gonna say that shit again. Fuck.
right?
I'm just tired, bro. Well, the thing was, like, so we go to sleep, what, maybe like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
We wake up at like 9. Yeah, 9 a.m. We wake up. I take my compa home from Burbank all the way to Santa Clarita. And then I gotta come back. I gotta come all the way back down and pick up my kids in LA before 12. So we get there like around exactly 12. And then obviously, bro, after every party, we all gotta get together and have the run back, fucking recap of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up barbecuing. And right here at my pad, actually, I'm fucking didn't go to sleep again until like maybe 12 or 1 a.m. on Saturday. Had to wake up at 7 Sunday morning,
Mm-hmm.
go back down to the valley, take my kids and my wife and myself to the valley. And then Sunday night, because it was Easter, right?
Yeah.
So then Sunday, we spent all day right there at my parents' house. And then booked it like around 4. When got to my in-laws at 5, stayed there till like maybe 10. Didn't go to sleep till like 11:30, bro. So like my sleep's been fucked up. Last night I didn't go to sleep again till like almost 11.
Damn.
Fucking tired, dog. I'm just
And
not
went to
built for
work,
this.
right?
And I've been going to work Monday, Tuesday. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, man, I'm all fucked up. I'm tired. I just want to sleep. I have a sick ass heartburn from all the fucking dirty ass liquor that I fucking drank.
Bro, Tom's. I'm telling you, Tom's helps.
I've been taking Tums. Yeah, I've been taking Tums the last 2-3 days, bro, and it
That's
does help, but it comes
it
back,
does.
bro.
Oh yeah. That's how you know
So
we're getting old, bro. We're like we talk about getting heartburn and we can't sleep and staying up till midnight is already hella late for us. When before we would stay up until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, bro, I used to wake up. I could wake up, go to sleep like at 3, wake up again like around 8 or 9, and then do it all over again, bro.
Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Can't do that shit no more.
No, not at all.
Nah,
We're
bro.
not we're not built like that anymore, dude. Dude, if I try to stay up past 10:30, I'm already fucking yawning. My eyes are low, and I'm ready to go to bed. Something's wrong.
Yeah, man. But overall, bro, the wedding was dope. Fucking finally, my compa, my comadre get. They get married.
That's good.
That this
Congrats
fucking
for them.
wedding been in the making for like 2 years already and shit. So it
No,
finally
that's
happened.
good.
It finally did it. Finally, did
Hmm.
what we had to do. Say my best man speech, all that shit.
So, were you able to come up with the speech? I know. I remember the last time we did our episode. You were trying to write one, and you had nothing.
Nothing till the night before, Jay.
Damn. So, how'd it go?
The night before. So the thing was, I've had I had a lot of like things floating in my mind already, like what I wanted to
Hmm.
say. I just needed to
Hmm.
piece it together.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, fucking, okay, let me see what I could do. But I've been fucking this whole week, bro. This like this last week before the wedding. I'm
Hmm.
talking from like Monday. That's not an excuse either, bro. Like I lagged it to lag it, Like I was like,
Yeah.
fuck, like I'll write it later. I'll write it later. I'll write it later.
Hmm.
Finally, that last week, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit my ass down sometime in the week and I'm gonna fucking write it.
Yeah.
But fuck, dog, that last week just flew by and I was busy with work and fucking school and getting ready for the wedding, bro. And I was
Hmm.
just busy. So I took Thursday off because the wedding was on Friday. So I took Thursday
Yeah.
and Friday off.
Hmm.
Thursday was my parents' anniversary.
Hmm.
So I was trying to hang out with my mom and shit.
Hmm.
Did that, and then yeah, I spent most of the day with my mom, and really didn't pay attention to anything else other than just her.
Yeah.
And then when I got home on Thursday night, bro, I was like, I cannot go to sleep until I write this motherfucker, bro. And yeah, sure enough, it came together, pieced it together, and I'm trying to see if someone recorded it, bro. Because by the time I said my speech, bro, we were all fucked up.
Oh well, I bet. I bet
I
you were.
I asked people if it was a good speech. They said, "Yeah, bro, you did good. You didn't slur. You didn't stutter. None of that shit.
That's
You didn't
good.
sound drunk." Was pretty much what
Yeah, pretty
wanted
much.
to.
You didn't sound drunk. Yeah.
I wanted to
Did
know,
you
like,
cry?
dude, was I fucking drunk? Did I sound drunk or anything? They're like, nah, bro, you
Yeah.
sounded good. So
Did
the
you
only
cry?
thing is that nobody recorded it and shit. I got one recording from my sister, but she was like far back.
Oh,
But overall, bro, it went good and shit. Said my piece, said what I had to say,
that's
made
good.
him cry. That's what I
You
wanted.
made him cry? Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you cry?
Nah,
No, but he did.
nah. I cried a gang of times before that. I cried when I was writing it.
Oh, okay.
But when
But
I already knew too. I was like, don't fucking cry when you're saying this speech, bro. Like,
yeah,
don't
but at
cry.
least you got him to cry.
But he cried. He cried. The fool cried all day. Sissy la ass fool.
I mean, it's his day, bro. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, bro. Of course. Se vale llorar that day.
Yeah, dude. Come on now. I know I'm
So
gonna cry on my wedding day.
yeah, bro. Fucking. I didn't cry on my wedding day.
You didn't?
Nah, bro. I didn't have enough time to react.
Oh, okay.
Fucking. Uh. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Fucking when like for example, like when my sister got married, Liz.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When she got married, when like I saw her like drive up, get off the car, and then walk down the aisle,
Yeah.
like all that shit was emotional to me. I cried during that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my compa and my comadres this past Friday, the same
Mm-hmm.
thing, bro. I got to see her like fucking walk down the aisle, and that shit, it was emotional.
Mm-hmm.
For my wedding, so I was waiting at the altar, right? So I'm
Yeah.
waiting there
Mm-hmm.
and everyone starts walking in. They start walking in line. So it was like
Yeah.
my parents, my godparents, my groomsmen, the bridesmaids,
Mm-hmm.
all them, right?
Yeah.
They all start walking in. My last groomsman, bro, my last groomsman blocks me as he's walking in. He blocks the front and he's looking at me like, "Fool, which way do I go, left or right to go?" Like, you know how you have to pick a
Yeah.
bench
Oh yeah.
in the church.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's like, "Which way do I go?" And I'm like, "Fool, just pick a fucking seat, dog." And when this fool turns to pick his like, I think he picked his left, right? Or I
Yeah.
think he
Yeah.
picked his right. Whatever. He picked
Uh-huh.
the side, right?
Yeah.
As soon as that fool turned to go that way, my wife
Uh-huh.
was already standing there.
Oh.
So he was pretty much blocking my wife. And when we finally fucking cleared it, my wife was
Yeah.
already there. And I was like, oh shit. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I didn't get to react. So I was like, fuck, you know? So now my wife's like, you don't love me. You didn't cry. I was like, trust me, babe. Trust me. I fucking, if I could, I would, but I just didn't have time to react, babe. But
Because you're yelling at your last groomsman to like get the fuck out of the way.
yeah, dog, you know?
Yeah, no, I feel
So
you.
it is what it is. Fucking had a good time though. It was dope. It
That's
was a
good,
real
man.
good, real cool, happy wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Super fucking drunk by like 9 p.m., bro. 9 p.m. the manager walked over and they tell the bride, like, hey, we're gonna shut this shit down. This is last call already. And she's like, nah, talk to the best man because my compa was busy handling some shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, oh shit. So then she's like, hey, handle this, please. So I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, hey, fucking everyone's walking out of here too drunk. Like you have to carry people out of here. Like
Damn.
we have to last call this shit. And I'm like, nah. I'm like 11:30. I was like, well, how long do we have this shit for? Like when is the party supposed to end? Like 12. Like nah, 11:30 is the last call. Everyone's got a ride. Everyone's got a DD. Don't worry about it. The only thing is we are gonna have to be carrying people out, but that's it. They're gonna go into cars and they're cool. You know, we're not
Yeah.
really tripping.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, all right. And sure enough, bro, 11:30, fucking everyone fucking super faded.
Damn.
But overall, good time. Real good time, bro. Nice to see, family again. Nice to hang out with people, nice to celebrate.
That's
So it was
good,
cool.
man.
It was a good
That's
time.
good.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah, man.
nice. When's the next one? Who's next?
I'm not sure, bro. We're talking about that. Who's next? I don't know. We don't know yet. Needs to
Oh,
happen fast though.
yeah.
Doof. One of the homies got to do it. Fucking, we gotta go bachelor
I
party.
mean, yeah. I mean, mine's probably gonna be this year, if not next year, but it's happening. So
You
we
have a
just have to.
bachelor party too?
Yeah, we're gonna have one
Where at?
here. What the fuck?
Out there in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Let me know what it
So
is.
yeah, I'll let you know for sure. We just gotta pick a date and then plan my bachelor party, and then there's I gotta redo the groomsmen list too because she doesn't have that many friends, and
Uh huh.
I was just like adding everybody. I was like, oh, him. So I gotta
Oh,
like,
you fucking put all kinds of people together, huh? Yeah.
yeah. So now I gotta cut it down, and yeah. So
Yeah.
don't worry, you're still good.
We're still in the mix.
Yeah, you're still in the mix, bro. Don't worry, don't worry.
When are you trying to get married? In October?
We're hoping in October of this year, if not maybe spring next year.
Oh, spring is good, bro.
Spring is good. So
Especially in Vegas. Fuck yeah, dog. It's
yeah,
perfect weather, you
exactly.
know?
Yeah, spring weather is really good. So it's all depending on like what how we do it. So
Okay. Cool, cool.
yeah, so can't wait for that.
Yeah, man.
All
That's good,
right,
dog.
and yeah, that's good. I know I'm gonna get super fucked up and emotional and all this shit. Everything is
You
gonna
should.
happen in there.
As you should. As you should.
Oh yeah, dude, come on, no man. When do you get a moment like that? You know?
Yeah, bro. Really supposed to be like once in your life and shit, but
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know for sure it's gonna be freaking lit.
were you supposed to have it like in a hall?
So
I kind
yeah,
of
it's gonna
remember
be like
you and I talked about it a little bit. You had chosen like a garden or something, no?
yeah, it's gonna be like a garden. So we're thinking like the ceremony up in the garden, and then like the reception. It's like a hall. It's gonna be like inside.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, but we're probably gonna do. I mean, it's gonna be probably be like 6 hours, and then we're at like after the ceremony, we're probably gonna do like a cocktail hour.
Yeah.
So like everybody is leaving that and getting into the hall and taking pictures and all that. So we'll probably do that and then do everything else. So
Man,
yeah, can't wait.
good shit, dog. Shit
Yeah,
comes fast though.
I've heard a lot of people have told me that it goes by quick.
Yeah, bro, it goes super quick. Like,
It's just yeah.
what's up, my compa? Is this shit going fast? He goes, this is going fast as fuck, bro. But I'm glad. Like, I'm glad this is finally, getting over with.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, good shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's going by hella quick. Yeah, I've heard that it goes hella quick. Like first thing is like the ceremony, and then boom, you're already at the reception and all this shit. I'm like, damn, okay, but,
Yep.
but yeah. Now let's jump into. It's funny we're talking about weddings and shit and all that. Now we're about to jump into the closures with your exes.
For real, man. I was thinking about that just right now. I was like, oh, sure, we're about it. But it's cool. Closure's not bad. Closure's a good thing.
No. The- okay. Now, have you ever seen where like people who are getting married sometimes invite their exes?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that's
Um,
good? Do you think that's like a like kind of like being petty kind of thing, or like rubbing it in, or is it just like, you know?
uh, yeah, that's a no. Like, don't do that. No matter
Yeah.
how
Even
long
if
you
Yeah, even if
you
it
know.
ended in good terms, like I don't think it's still a good idea to do that, right?
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, no.
But it depends too, bro. Like, unless like your ex is part of like the group.
Uh-huh.
Um, like if okay, so like yeah, if your ex is part of the group and you guys have squashed it and you guys have been able to hang out amongst each other and everything be cool,
Uh-huh.
yeah, okay, because it's just a friend again, at that point.
Oh, you're saying so like you guys were friends, part of like a group. You guys dated, whatever it ended, and then you moved on. So you moved on, and then you invited her to the wedding. You think that's cool?
Yeah,
When it's like that, I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I think you're right because I mean, if you guys squashed it and you guys are good and you guys can be around each other and there's nothing there and it's just friendship, then yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
yeah. But if time has gone by and you haven't seen that person, like your ex,
Uh huh.
then nah,
Nah.
nah, nah.
I wonder why people do that.
People think like, oh yeah, we ended up on good terms, and even though we don't talk, like I'm still gonna send an invite to just be nice, and it's like, no,
Oh, like
that
what the
person's not in
fuck?
your life no more. Fuck out of here.
Exactly. Like, what are you trying to like gain? Like, what are you
No,
trying to
don't
rub
do
in
that
it
shit.
in?
Huh?
Like, what are you trying to do? Rub it in and shit? Like,
I don't know about rubbing it in, but yeah, like it just. Then again, think of your partner, bro. Like, what's your significant other gonna think?
that your ex is there,
Yeah,
you
like
know?
why would you invite? Why? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about a guy's perspective. Like, why would you fucking invite him? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, like, if a girl's perspective, you invited your ex girlfriend, your fucking lady's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What is she doing here?
Yeah. I mean, unless it's your like baby mama and shit, you guys can co-parent and get along, and there's nothing like there, then yeah, maybe. That's another one
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna ask that. What if it's like, what if it's somebody you've had a child with?
Yeah, if it's like your baby mother and you guys get along well and you guys have been around each other I'm pretty sure and it's everything's good,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, go for it. You extend the invite and it's on them if they
Mm-hmm.
show up, and if they do show
Yeah.
up, then cool. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to worry about her acting up.
Yeah, exactly.
um but yeah, like I've seen instances like where like the homie hangs out. Actually, yeah, I have instances where the homie hangs out with like his ex-wife's new husband,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're cool, they hang out.
Oh wow.
And fucking for their wedding, um, my homie got invited. He fool went and it was like a good old time and shit.
Hmm.
And that fool was like, "I'm happy, bro. I'm happy that she's happy, because you know."
Yeah.
I'm like, "All right, that's cool, bro. That's good."
That's
But
usually it's usually rare to see stuff like that, but it's also good, you know, when that happens.
yeah,
When
it's
like
it's
when
rare. It is rare. But you know
it's
what? You know what's the other thing too? What we just said,
hmm.
closure.
Yeah.
If you had closure with that relationship, then yeah, you could do whatever the fuck you want
Yeah.
because that
'Cause
chapter
that's
is closed. Closure is important, bro. That shit is mad important.
mm-hmm.
It's some think like maybe the breakup conversation should be that conversation, but in reality, it's a separate conversation that probably needs to happen after you break up, you know?
Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts? What do you think the question should be, or if you should ask this question when you're with your ex and you're, getting that closure? Should the first thing you ask it be like, what happened to us?
Um, no, because obviously you know what happened when you guys broke up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the question should be like, are you okay? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think the conversation should happen after.
Yeah.
The fuck?
I think that's me. Someone in the back is yelling.
Man, I heard some shit.
Oh.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
um, that should happen like after the fact, like sometime has happened already after your breakup
Yeah.
and you've had some time to think about it and whatever, then you kind of go back and you have a conversation. You're like, okay, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is no, then be like, okay, what's wrong? And then if, people are like, oh, well, I miss this and I miss that or whatever, or I miss you or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have like you kind of have that conversation where it's like this doesn't work, like obviously
Yeah.
this is the reason why we broke up. This is not gonna work, and
Mm-hmm.
then people usually are understanding about it, or you have that conversation of that closure conversation should be like, do we want to try this again? And if the answer is no, then you never try that again.
So are you going with the intentions of trying to see if you can try it again, or is it just like you're just trying to move on, and then but you want to let them know like, hey, are you good? How you
So
doing?
so
Or
obviously, like you ask, the first question is, are you okay?
mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm okay. If she says yes, I'm okay, and then she's gonna, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Okay, cool. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. Listen, like, um, whatever. I mean, it could be it could be the breakup conversation, but still, you kind of bring it up like, okay, like obviously the reason why this didn't work out was because of this, right? Fucking, we're
Yeah.
just not good for each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not good for each other. And it's okay. I agree. Okay, well, this will never work out. I wish you the best, and you mean that shit, right? After you establish that, bro, there's boundaries that you establish after that.
Yeah.
So with that closure conversation comes with like boundaries, bro. So you don't have to worry about your ex like stalking you, fucking your ex, blowing you up when they're drunk
Mm-hmm.
or texting you random like I miss us type of shit. You won't get
Yeah.
that if you get a fucking closure conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get that shit
No.
because you've established that this is nothing here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think?
I think yeah, because if you're going with the question of like, why did we break up? What, or like, what did I do wrong or something like that? It's just like you're bringing that, like, I said, like that argument or conflict back, and it's not going to resolve anything,
Hmm.
you know. So you are right when you say the first question should be, are you okay?
Hmm.
um I mean, and then, yeah, depending on what the response is from either one of you, then yeah, you go, okay, should we try this, or like, or not, like, are we good? You're basically trying to like make sure you guys are good and going to be able to move on, or what? Because yeah, you ask them like, if they say no, I'm not okay because I went by one of our old hangout spots and I thought of you, and or because that usually happens.
Yeah, yeah,
I've had
yeah.
conversations like that where I'd be like, oh, I was around here, and it reminded me of like when me and you used to come here,
Hmm.
and so yeah. What about like being blunt? Because I know like you don't want to be too blunt where it's too like hurtful, especially like if they're not okay after the breakup.
Like what?
Like
Blunt, like
too
how?
like straight, like bluntly honest of like, hey, I'm only here to get the closure and move the fuck on, or like, not
That's not
not
bad either.
No, you don't think it's too like asshole kind of thing?
Nah, bro, because that's the whole point of that conversation. Is like, hey, I'm here to give both of us our closure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other thing is you should have closure before you move on to another relationship,
Yes,
and that's
that
gonna
is
be a
one hundred
topic of
percent
a
true.
relationship. You know, that's gonna be a topic of that conversation. Is like, hey, I'm gonna move on to another relationship. I hope you are okay with that, and
Yeah.
then and
So it's
or I
kind of
need you to be okay with that. And if that's when they'll hit like that's when they'll hit them like, okay, yeah, I'm good with seeing you with someone else. Oh,
mm-hmm.
okay, cool. I'm good with seeing myself. Yeah, I'm good with seeing you with someone else. All right, cool. And then at that point, you've established that you guys are just, it's not working out.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes when you tell them that they're like, oh, you know, I'm talking to somebody or starting to see somebody, they're like, oh, already?
Mm-hmm.
We've only been broken up for like a week or so
Mm-hmm.
or a month, whatever. You're already seeing somebody else. And it's like, well, what do you expect me to do? Just sit in my freaking room and reminisce the days we have? Like,
Yeah, bro. And that's when you'll get like that like stalkerish type of shit. Like
mm-hmm.
they're fucking seeing what you're up to. They're hitting you up random. They're just to kind of fuck your vibe up and shit.
Yeah,
Bunch of
but
childish shit, to be honest with you. But
it really is. And especially too, like if you try to do it back to them, then they're like, why don't you just leave me alone? Why you always gotta check up on something? It's like, wait a
mm-hmm.
minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing the same thing to me, but the moment I do it to you, it's a fucking bad thing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah. So you kind of establish your boundaries, bro. Like.
Yeah, I feel like you
And
need to do that.
this whole closure shit happens like to your ex-wife, your ex-husband, to your baby mother, to your baby father, especially them,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You need to have that conversation, It's not necessarily a closure conversation, but you have a boundary conversation.
It's a boundary conversation. I think when you have kids with somebody, it's more of a boundary conversation because you're bringing someone else to the picture with your kids and all that.
Hmm.
So it's got to be a boundary thing of like, okay, what is okay for them to be around them? What, basically, like you said, yeah, you're setting boundaries, you're setting rules and all that.
Hmm. Yeah, like I got a homie who fucking I'm not sure if he had that like closure conversation, but he had that conversation where it was like, listen, fucking I fucked this up and I
Hmm.
just know that I'm always gonna fuck this up. So there's really no point of us fucking being together,
Yeah.
And she's like,
Hmm.
well, that's fucked up. But he's like, it's just at the end, it's better for you. At the end, it's just better for you because honestly, I'm just the piece of shit of this relationship, and I'm just gonna continue to do piece of shit things, and it's
Hmm.
just gonna be like a fucking circle all the time. It's just gonna be a roundabout.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes it takes that's that bluntness that you're talking about. Sometimes it takes that for them to be like, fuck, this fool's an asshole, and it's not really you don't intend to be an asshole, but
But
sometimes
you
people
gotta,
people need
yeah,
to hear that shit,
yeah, people need to hear that, and you really gotta be really honest to really like set it straight that what you want,
Yeah. Yeah.
moving on.
Like for example, like in my when I first met my wife and we started dating, there was a lot
Hmm.
of things that I was doing that like were like indicators that fucking I missed my ex.
Hmm.
And then my lady picked up on those and she's like, listen, like go get some closure and then
Come back.
decide if like you want to pursue some shit over there or do you want to continue being sad boy or what's up.
Hmm.
And I was like, all right, cool. And yeah, bro, fucking had a quick conversation and I already knew. I was all right, cool. So I was able to continue move on pretty much, continue to move on.
Yeah.
So but it was crazy, bro, that my wife was like, yeah, well, I mean, my wife wasn't my wife at the time, but
Hmm.
she's like, before we get into anything, like you need to fucking get all this shit, but it should go both ways and shit, bro. Like,
It should really, yeah. And when you're getting closure from your ex, it shouldn't be like you're going there to like argue and
no,
all that. It
no.
shouldn't be like that. You're going there to to be on the same page with that person and kind of let them know like, hey, look, if I've moved on or this is where I'm at, I want to see where you're at, see if you're doing okay and all that, you know.
So and it could go the way where it's like you're not okay and she's okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you're asking her like, "Are you okay?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm okay." Are you? And you tell her, "No, I'm not okay," and then
Mm-hmm.
she'll hit you with don't like you can't be doing it. Honestly, bro, it just seems like rejection at that time. Like
It
we're not
really
gonna get
does.
back
And
together, you know?
yeah, I've had that conversation before and it sucks. And then they're saying like, look, you can't be thinking like that, like we broke up for a reason and though there's always going to be someone else. I hated that shit, you know.
Yeah, but that's the
But
beginning of you getting over it, you know?
yeah, that's the beginning of it. But I understood where she was coming from. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing there.
Hmm.
You're trying to get your closure because you obviously have moved on. I should get mine, so I'm able to move on. So in the long run, yeah, it did help. But I mean, hearing that at first is like, fuck, you don't want to hear that,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, you don't want to hear that. Like, oh, you know what? Nah, just I'm better. We're better off as friends, and after at that point, you're just like, all right, cool, like, all right, I understand. I'm glad we had this conversation because now I know that I need to like move on. There's nothing here for us anymore. Like even because a breakup, fool, you kind of get heated, bro. And there's a heat of the moment, and you're like, shit kind of goes sour, and then you break up because that shit went sour. But that after conversation is just a more calm conversation. You should take that shit calmly. You should go in there with like an open mind that you're gonna probably hear, or most likely you're gonna hear like
Stuff you
no,
don't want to hear.
yeah,
Yeah,
stuff
you're
that
gonna
you don't
hear
want to hear.
no, yes, things that you don't want to hear,
Yeah, you're gonna
and
you're gonna hear ego busters.
yes, and I mean you should go in with that mentality. You shouldn't go in with like, oh, there's a chance we might get back together. Like especially too like if you're not good and she is, and she's like kind of shown signs of she has moved on. You can go in with that mentality of like, oh, there's probably a slight chance, if I see her again and try to talk to her. No, you got to go into that, bro. You're probably gonna get rejected,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, because if you go in there like that, then it's not gonna suck as bad as like if you're thinking the opposite. If you're thinking that good things are gonna turn out.
And honestly, bro, you should have that conversation with some time after your breakup.
I was gonna ask you that too. How long do you think you should wait after a breakup to get a closure? What do you think? A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, 2 months, 6 months?
So
I say a
I
month.
think it was like 6 or 7 months, maybe a year
Oh wow, okay.
because the thing is like, so this is the thing, like, fuck, actually, nah, bro, it should be like within like no later than a 6 month period, maybe, most likely.
And I think a month to 6 months,
Because a
right?
month is too fresh, and you're gonna have a conversation, and it's a fresh ass conversation. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why I say maybe like a 6 month is because you've probably dated, or you've tried a date and it's not feeling the same, or
Oh
she's been
yeah.
dating, she's been doing her thing, and when you have
Mm-hmm.
that conversation, she's gonna be like, I've been dating and it's been going really well.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that, you know you need to back off,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know or vice versa. You can be like, yeah, I've been dating and I understand that yeah, I can move on and we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all right, cool, we're good. Yes, we're good. Okay, cool. I wish you the best, and somewhere down the line, we'll meet again, or we'll be friends.
Do you ever feel bad like if they say, "Oh, I've been trying to date, but it hasn't been working out," and then you say like, "Oh, well, I've been dating and it's been working out for me," and they kind of give you that look like fuck, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at that point, you need to be like, okay, what do I need to do to fucking? Why hasn't it been working out? You ask those questions. Why
Mhm.
not? And then they'll see, because I can't get over you or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
let me help you. Like,
Yeah.
You okay. You really gotta clear the mind, bro, that there's nothing there,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe later on in life, but at that point, not really, bro. Once you have
Not
that
really.
kind of that closure conversation, you're kind of killing all that shit. But life
Yeah.
is funny, bro. Life works in some weird ass ways, where later on in life, you guys can, rekindle whatever. But um,
I mean, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck did it.
like shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Shit
yeah.
like that. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bro. That's a perfect example. Like, you move on. You've had a relationship. You've gotten married and shit like that. But your marriage doesn't work out, and life is just funny like that, bro. You come back, but the thing is, bro, that you've evolved as a person.
Mm-hmm.
You have to evolve as a person to where if you ever come back, you're a totally different person, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that relationship will not be the same relationship as it was when you first, you know,
No, no, no. It's gonna
embarked
be
on that
totally
relationship.
different. Yeah, it's gonna be totally different because if you start bringing up stuff that from the previous relationship you guys had, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I can, like, for example, my wife and I leave each other, and then, well, that's not fair. Yeah, maybe, like my wife and I leave each other, and then like 20 years later, we got remarried, but then I got divorced too, and she got remarried, and she got divorced too. We've both been on some different journeys
Mm-hmm.
that it's like life probably brings us back together, and we're different people, bro. And we've experienced technically two failed fucking relationships, or as many failed
Mm-hmm.
relationships as you have, and you
Mm-hmm.
walk away with some fucking, with some how can I say, with some knowledge, you walk away with, you learn some shit about yourself. You should be learning some shit about yourself every fucking day.
I feel like after every breakup, well, not after every breakup, but after a serious breakup or something, you should always learn from that. You know.
Yeah. Well, and again, a closure conversation will tell you that, because she'll tell you like, yeah, bro, you just
Mm-hmm.
were not a good lover. You
Ooh.
know, you couldn't give me attention the way that I needed it. You
Your
couldn't make
dick
me
was
feel
too small.
safe. Huh?
Your dick was too small. No,
Nah, that's some disrespectful shit at that point. You're
no,
like,
I know, but
damn,
I mean, hey, there's been some women that
that
have
could be
said
it too.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
hey, I want them big. I don't want them small like that. And
yeah.
at
Or
that
you
point,
didn't
there's really
satisfy.
nothing you can do about
You
that
didn't
shit.
satisfy me
You
well
didn't
enough.
satisfy me, and I need, like, yeah, our sex drives just don't match. Type shit like that, bro. It's real. It's real
Hmm.
shit out there.
No, yeah.
So, yeah, bro. I mean, those are important conversations, bro. I think for sure, bro. That was the first time I ever experienced that shit. I'm glad that I did, and I'm kind
Hmm.
of glad my lady was the one that told me, because if she never did, then um, I don't
You
think I
think
would have been ready to date.
really?
Yeah, bro. I don't think so.
So something would have kept holding you back then, right?
Um, what do you mean?
Like, so something would have kept holding, like, bringing you back to like one of your exes from being serious with your wife, like
It's
when you
just
guys
like
were.
a lot of that, like the habits, or a lot of the, how can I put it to you? A lot of the, yeah, I guess you could say habits. A lot of the,
Hmm.
like, the bad habits that I picked up from those relationships would just
Hmm.
stay there.
Hmm.
Because that's kind of what, how my conversation went, was I kind of cleared up those those bad habits and shit. And it was
Hmm.
like, I think what was like, well, fuck, bro, like, one of the things was like, oh, you're always out with your friends, was one of the reasons why I just
Hmm.
lost interest. And I was like, all right, cool. The other was like it just seemed like you don't care and shit like that. You
Hmm.
just you don't put effort and shit, like. That
Yeah.
was another thing, right? And I walked away with that, and I was like, all right, cool. I know what I need to do to kind of get on a better fucking path in my relationship and shit.
Hmm.
So, like, for the longest time, like, after my ex and I broke up, like, for the longest time, it was like I didn't want to get into another relationship because of those habits. I was like, I know fucking for a fact, like, I'm still this person.
Mm-hmm.
until somebody told me that I was that person, and then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you fucking pretty much how did you pretty much verified that, so now
Yeah.
I know, so I kind
Mm-hmm.
of you walk away with change, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro, it was cool. It was an eye opener. Um, I probably would have just been playing around, bro. To be honest,
Really.
that was my thing. Yeah, like I was walked away from my last relationship, or no, that's not true because I did get into another relationship
Mm-hmm.
after that. But even then, that didn't work out because of that. Like I was still playing around.
Yeah.
So I actually had to have two closure conversations, two of them.
Yeah. I had to right before we were like before I got with Heather. Yeah, I had one, and then and then I dated, and then that didn't work out. And then after that one, I was just like, well, is it fucking me? Am I the fucking issue? Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I'm doing. I mean, I know. I mean, they did say there was some things where like I was one of them. I was rushing too fast. And the other one was like, well, you put effort in the beginning, but then after a while, you kind of like weren't putting that much effort. So I was like, okay, okay, learn from that. But then at the same time, I was like, fuck, am I really that bad? Like, god damn, I know I'm not that bad. But I had those closures. I was like, okay, now I know that whenever I meet someone else, I know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way that it should go, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think another thing that I walked away with was like I know that I wanted like a grown up a grown up relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously my before my wife, my relationships prior to that were just high school relationships.
Yeah.
Even then, bro, I haven't had like actual relationship like girlfriends. I think I've only had like three.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Other than that, was just been pure fucking around, pure bullshitting.
Yeah. It's like dating.
Dating,
Mm-hmm.
really, really dating.
Yeah.
Um, but it was kind of weird too because the girl before my wife, she was
Mm-hmm.
like really, really like she was a good person. Like she's a good person. She's a
Mm-hmm.
good person, and she was like she wanted to do like the real grown up relationship type shit,
Yeah.
and I wasn't ready for that shit.
Oh, okay.
I still wanted to fuck around and bullshit, right? And then I met
Mm-hmm.
my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and then my wife kind of hit me with like, before we fucking get into anything, you need to fucking have everything aligned.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of went back and I had those conversations and had the conversation with like my last girlfriend, and she's like, "Yeah, bro, like you know, I wanted to have like this relationship with you where it would grow into something very special, but you didn't want that. And I knew it, and I fucking ignored it, and I was like, all right, cool. And I knew that too. I was like, I'm not a good person to you. I know that for a fact. I'm just not a good people to you. You don't
Mm-hmm.
deserve none of this shit." And she's like, yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. So then everything that fucking fucked up as it sounds, everything that fucking annoyed me from that relationship, I applied it to my
Mm-hmm.
wife, to with my wife. So, like, I know, for example, for what was it? I think like family dinners was one of the things. Family dinners was one of those things where she was like, "Let's have dinner with my family," and I was like, "I don't want to do that shit." But then with my wife, like, she was like, "Okay, let's hang out." So we made a thing where we would hang out on Sundays for sure.
Okay.
So I was applying those little things, bro, and then you do walk away with some shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is true.
yeah, bro. Again, you change, you evolve. After
Yeah,
after
you
all that shit.
evolve.
And I
Yeah.
walked away with some pointers from my last relationship, and I was like, okay, I can apply them here.
Mm-hmm.
So
That,
yeah,
that's
bro.
why. Yeah, that's why I would always say to myself, like, each relationship you would get into and break up and all that was always a lesson learned of like, okay, to better yourself and make changes if you needed to make changes and evolve, like you said. Because like, I mean, I do things now with Heather that I never did with like my previous relationships.
You know, it was the cool. Yeah, you know, it was the cool thing though about my last relationship. Like, she got along really well with my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and we really had a conversation where it was so like it was just a good conversation, bro. Where she would
Mm-hmm.
still come around and hang out, and we knew that there was nothing there.
Okay.
You know, so there was no funny shit ever. You know, and
Yeah.
then when I first started dating my lady,
Mm-hmm.
my ex lady was around,
Mm.
and there was never no fucking beef like that. There was no trouble like that. You know, and we've established a fucking boundary. Like, we're homies, and we'll never pass that shit. You know. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, all right, cool. And yep, till this day, bro, we're good people. You know, I mean, some bullshit happened along the way where she kind of stayed away from us, but um, she's still good people, bro. Like,
That's good.
so yeah, bro. I'm
Well,
telling you, those are grown up conversations. You know, those are grown up things to do.
yeah, and you really need to do it. I feel like it's a really big thing. That's why we always say, gotta get that closure if you plan on moving on or getting into another relationship, because it's one, you want to make sure both of you are moved on. Both of you are, if you guys are done with the relationship, you guys are done.
Hmm.
But second, it's gonna make you into a better person and you and more evolved and everything. When you get into your serious relationship, you're gonna be like, okay, these are the things I need to work on and make sure I don't do these same mistakes that I did in the previous relationship, so I can really be serious with this one.
Yep. Yep.
And getting closure from your ex really helps you out.
It does, bro. It does. It
Yeah.
does. And then
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not easy. It's not easy. We're talking like
Oh
it's easy
no.
to do, but it's not
It
easy, bro.
really
Especially if you
no.
have like an ex husband, ex wife, or baby mother and baby father.
Those are
Those are definitely conversations that need to be had because fucking you're gonna be around. You know, you're gonna be
mm-hmm.
around for a while, and she and he are gonna see you with your next relationship, and you should know fucking like, okay, I know that one, they're not doing it out of spite to rub it in my face, like they really are
Mm-hmm.
gonna move on.
Yeah. Don't take it as that. Because I know
Don't
some
take it.
people
So I know
out there
not to
take
take it as
it.
that, and at that point, I know that like I should learn my place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I know that like whatever history we have is just you're onto some other shit now. You're onto some newer stuff. I should learn my place and back the fuck up. And if like my kids, you know, like I'm just a father to my kids, and that's it. You know, I'm not here to ruin your weekends. I'm not here to fucking cock block you. I'm not here to any of
None of
that
that.
shit. You know,
Mm-hmm. No, yeah.
because you and I talked about it. We know that there's nothing here. Now, if you want to fuck around and bullshit, then you let me know that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And also too, like, people stop trying to make it a competition thing
Yeah.
where like your new partner is better than your ex. Like,
Yes.
stop trying to say, oh well, he or she takes the kids out for this and this and this. What does your partner do? Like? It's not a competition. It's not of who's better, who's no. Don't do that, because that's not the example you want to set your kids.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You
Yeah.
want to get your closure. You guys want to be moved on, but at the same time, you guys all four want to come together for the kids. It's always got to be about the kids.
100%, bro. Kids pick up on
Hmm.
fucking like vibes, dog. You know.
Oh yeah,
And if
they
you guys
do.
are fucking have like jealous vibes and shit, those kids pick up on that shit and just it turns them into some weird shit. On top of that, you find yourself doing weird shit with your kids or to your kids, like oh, go tell your dad that we bought you fucking this, you know.
Hmm.
Oh, that your fucking your mommy's boyfriend bought you some Jordans or some shit bullshit, you know, like don't do that shit, you know, like none of
Don't
that.
do
So
that. No.
most definitely, bro, like yeah, for real, like those conversations of boundaries and fucking closure need to be had, and you guys walk away with the understanding, like, hey, we're just gonna raise our kids, we're gonna be good. I have no problem with you dating. You don't have no problem with me dating, and I'll see you on the flip, you know.
Yeah, and then before they meet the kids, I want you to know that and meet them and all that before, so then you have those boundaries. You're not
Yep.
just bringing a random stranger to meet the kids or all that for, like, I don't know, a
Yeah,
soccer
I mean,
game
of
or
course, that's
something.
included in that conversation. You know, like obviously,
Yeah.
if that was me, I would include that. Like, hey, I just hope that whoever you bring around is just you have enough respect for me that he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be good to my kids.
Exactly.
Because if I find, if I find out that he's not good to my kids,
Mm-hmm.
then you are gonna have what you don't want.
Yeah, or trying to overdo it
Yeah,
to look better in front of you.
yeah. But that's where communication needs to be had a lot. I mean, in
That's
in a
another
in a
thing too.
in a past relationship where there's kids involved, like it unfortunately, bro, is just not. I mean, unfortunately, depending on how it ended and how it is, like just communication. However which way you can find the communication, you need to have that fucking communication constant, bro. It's just constant. Like
Yeah.
you guys just gonna have to talk, bro. Like you know what I'm saying, like.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's some bullshit where you're beefing it, like squash it, unless some really
Yeah.
serious shit happen where, it's violent or anything, like okay, maybe you guys can't talk, but
Mm-hmm.
or can't be in the same room with each other, but find a way to communicate, and be on the same page and how you guys want to raise your kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you know, it's important,
Communication,
bro.
communication, communication is key.
Communication is a fucking key, dog. They told us that
Mm-hmm.
all our whole lives, and look how it's true.
Mm-hmm. Because it,
Look how
it
it's
is.
true.
Yeah.
And it looks like I got a mullet.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it's this little thing right here.
What's
Makes
up,
me look
bro?
like makes me look like that.
Trocando, que?
No quema cut.
No quema, que?
Uh,
That looks good though. You should go for it.
nah, fuck that. Fuck that. But yeah, Jay, that's my little thing on closure.
No,
Uh,
I 100% agree, and like I always push for that. Like when my friends are like, "Oh, well, I just broke up with them and I don't know what to do," and I'm like, I just want to stop talking, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Look, you guys had a breakup, whatever it was, if it was a nasty breakup or not. Give it some time because I know you guys probably said some shit that you guys didn't want to say. Give it some time, and then hit up that person again, meet up with them, go grab coffee, whatever the case may be, and just get that closure, so then you're able to move on if you truly are moved on. That's why it's best to have that 6 months, because those 6 months you're dating, or you're actually saying, okay, am I good to move on, or am I still thinking about this person? And then when you get back to talking to them and getting that closure, you're good. Your mind is on the right.
yeah, man, you need to get yeah, you need to get that, bro. Because another thing too, bro, is if you do move on to a new relationship, you don't have your business back over here settled. That shit's gonna affect your new relationship, dog.
Yeah.
The
And
last thing you want is to have your new wife or your new lady fucking be like, what the
and
fuck,
then
bro? Like I can never live comfortably because you can't fucking handle your shit over here.
exactly, that new person is gonna pick off from that, whether you tell them or not. They're gonna notice that you don't have your past shit settled. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're gonna sense that. They're gonna know, okay, something's wrong with
Well,
him or
not even
her.
sense it, bro. Sometimes that bullshit is just brought to the door. Your ex is just acting funny. Your ex is fucking being extra and weird and shit. Your lady's like, I know there's some bullshit happening here, and you need to handle
Mm-hmm.
that shit because I don't want to live my life like this.
Exactly.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. So,
Nope. So
oh yeah, 100%
it's important,
agree,
dog.
man.
Hold it down.
Oh yeah, 100%. To
Hold that shit down.
whoever's listening or rewatching this live stream later on, because it will be on our YouTube page,
Mhm.
closure is key. If you're planning to move on, if you've had a breakup and you want to move on, and you're dating and you find someone else that you get serious with, go back and get that closure from your ex, so you
Closure and
don't
boundaries. Get your fucking boundaries.
closure and boundaries, so you don't have that baggage there, and then you're able to be good with the person you want to be serious with. Because if not, then it's just going to be roaming around there, and then you and that new person aren't going to work out, because you're going to have that issues of like, oh, you're still thinking about your ex,
Yep.
or whatever, whether your ex is hitting you up or not. But if you're showing those signs or whatever, or it's there, that's noticeable, that new person you're with is always going to be like, well, what's wrong? Is it because you're still thinking about your ex or whatever? And that's how arguments happen. And then that relationship doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And then, you're thinking, oh, it didn't work out because I kept thinking about you. That means I want to be with you. Yeah, no, don't fucking do that.
Don't do that.
It's not a fucking novella. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stop treating it like a novella.
Exactly. Don't live in that fucking novella.
Yeah. Don't live in
Trust
that
me,
because
it's not.
You don't want to
it's,
live in that novella. It's just annoying and.
you're never going to be happy from that.
Mm-hmm.
You constantly live like that and like constantly of like you're out with your friends and you're like, oh, I wonder what this person is doing. I want to see what they're doing and blah blah blah. Oh, look, he's with, but like, don't do that because then you're never gonna be happy if you go down a path like that.
Yep.
You're never gonna be, even if you're thinking like, oh, I met this guy or I met this girl, and like, no, you're not gonna be happy. Trust me, because you didn't get that closure and you kept fucking checking up on your ex and getting mad that he or she was doing their own thing. They're moving on. They're getting ready to meet up with you again to get that closure for you while you're right there just acting stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know, Jay. Let them know.
I mean, am I wrong? I mean, do you want like add something to this? Like,
Nah, bro, you're good.
I mean, because it's true, and I don't know, I just can't stand it.
Nah, it's just good. It's a good
Because I
combo,
mean,
bro.
yeah, no, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done that shit when I was young. I was like, oh, what is this bitch doing? And get
Mm-hmm.
mad and shit. And then next thing you know, I'm getting drunk, and then I'm acting a fool. The people around me don't want to fucking see that.
Yeah.
They don't. And then you're sitting there thinking, oh, what did I do? And blah blah blah. No, don't do that, guys. That's why I always say too. If you have a breakup, don't go out drinking because drinking and getting fucked up does not help. Does not, what they say, push the pain away or whatever. No, it doesn't. Maybe for
Mm-hmm.
that little moment or whatever, but it really doesn't because it's gonna make you do something even more stupid because you're drunk. You're gonna do something where you're gonna call or call him or you're gonna show up at their house and you're whenever that happens, something bad always happens.
Yes, sir.
Something bad always fucking happens. So you never want to do that. And I've told friends and like, they're like, oh, I just got into this argument or breakup and all I want to do is just go to the bar and get fucked up. Not a good idea. We can go out somewhere else. We can go out to eat, kind of talk and stuff, and then go back home. But going to a bar to get fucked up or a club, don't fucking do it because it's not gonna end well.
Fucking listen to Drake and shit.
I know. Listen to Drake and end up at your ex's house.
Kind of lady.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean it's true.
And that's what, yeah, that's exactly what happens, bro. You fucking, because you're still wondering what ifs and shit.
Yeah, and
But
that's why. Then you're at a bar, you're drunk, and you're seeing random people, and you're just like, "Fuck this bitch" or "Fuck him" and
yeah,
la 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 la, and you're going to. I've seen it. I've seen it at Lee's, bro. Where fuck,
we've all seen that.
I
We've all
mean,
walked in, and
everybody,
there's some people
yeah.
going through, and it's like, dog, chill out.
You can see that they're going through it, and they're just like, "Fuck that bitch, fool!" And his homies are like, "Yeah, dog, all right, fool, but shut the fuck up."
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
and I don't know, especially to oh my god, I don't know if you've seen this. I know I have, where someone's going through it, and then you're like, you try to be the good friend, and you're like, okay, bro, look, there's these group of girls, we're gonna go offer them some drinks, talk to one of them, you know, and they go and they talking, and then they bring up their fucking ex, and I'm like,
Yep.
bro, don't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. We've all
we've
seen that.
we've all seen it. Probably somebody has done it.
Yep.
Don't fucking
Yep.
do it.
Don't do
No,
that
because
shit.
those group of girls don't want to go there and fucking, because then you'll get that one out of all those group of girls that are gonna fucking tell you about their fucking previous relationships.
I know that's happened. It's happened to me before,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like sitting there talking to a girl and like, well, this was years, it was
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago. It was like fresh right after a breakup, and we're chilling there,
Mm-hmm.
and then fucking we're talking, and for some reason, like I just said some shit, and it fucking I was like, oh yeah, you remind me of her, and then she's like, for real, like we're just really gonna fucking start talking about your ex here, and I was like, damn, you're right, like I fucked up, and
Mm-hmm.
I burned that shit out, I burned that bridge. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And
And
we're like, all
yeah.
right, I'll see my way out.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, okay, well, you just take me home." I was like, "Dang, fuck that up."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, bro, I'm telling you, that shit's important.
Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, hey, stop comparing your new partner to your old partner. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah, get over that shit.
Get over that. Because then they're 100% gonna notice that. And then
100%, you need to heal.
exactly.
Well, before you move on, and I hope this closure shit fucking brings you to that fucking moment where you heal or
Mm-hmm.
you begin to heal. But for sure, before you move on to something else, you heal and you
Yeah.
fucking for sure know that you're gonna move on to another relationship and not fucking have to worry about like PTSD type shit where certain fucking triggers, remind you of your past relationship and you fucking won't, while out,
Yeah. Like
Nah, don't do that shit.
it's okay to date, but the moment you start dating somebody and you're going on maybe more than 3 dates, get your closure because then you know it's gonna get serious and you don't want that baggage or that, of your ex roaming around there and then getting involved in your new relationship. You don't
Mhm.
want to do that. So I mean it's okay. You don't have to like always contact your ex like, oh, I'm dating this person. No, no, no. The moment you're gonna get serious with somebody, that's when you're like, okay, I gotta hit my ex up and get the closure. If you have already haven't not gotten it. If you've already gotten the closure with your ex, then don't worry about it. But if you haven't gotten that closure yet with your ex, you gotta call them up or whatever, text, whatever, and be like, look, hey, we need to sit down and talk.
Yep.
That's pretty much it. That's all you gotta say. Don't say why, don't say nothing. Just be like, hey, I wanna meet up, maybe grab some coffee or something. We need to talk. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck do they want to talk about?" Like, well, meet me here at this place or whatever, and we'll talk. And then, boom, that's when you start doing your closure shit.
Yep. Yep.
So,
So with that being said, hope this helps you out.
I hope this helps someone out. I really do, because I know a lot of people that have not gotten closure from their exes, and they still have them roaming around when they're trying to move on and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you're never gonna be happy. And then they come to you like, "Oh, this is going on. This sound like a goddamn broken record." And I'm just like, "What do you want me to do?"
And on
I've,
next week's
I've,
conversation, we'll talk about how you fucked that up. Dude, let's talk about how you might have fucked your new relationship up because you didn't do that.
damn.
So good chat, Jay.
This is a real good chat. Yeah. I don't know.
You've had some good experience about this shit, huh, Jay?
Yeah.
You experienced this?
I
Have you
have.
had closer conversations?
Yes, I've had two.
Okay.
I've had
Okay, good.
two. Uh, the first one was rough because it was like a bunch of like no's. It was like stuff I didn't want to hear,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm glad I heard it because I was like, okay. And then the other one was like quick and easy and smooth. That one was good. That was all right.
Okay.
It was just the first one. The
All
first one, I
right.
was just like, oh fuck, okay. Didn't need to fucking hear that one, but all right.
Yeah. You're better
But I mean,
because of it.
yeah, 100%. That's why that's why like when I think back about it, I was like, well, I'm better because of it. I learned from that, and I was like, okay, cool, not to do that again.
Good shit, though. Good
Oh
shit.
yeah, yeah, I've had that. I mean, and then who would have? I mean, I know you're probably thinking it's like, who would have thought Jay went through all this shit? Because remember, I used to be fucking scared of rejection.
Yeah.
I used to be scared to fucking talk to girls and stuff like that because I didn't want to get the rejected and
What
shit.
was
But
scary about rejection?
I hated hearing no.
What did you think was gonna happen?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think I wasn't used to talking to girls. I guess, and it was
I do
like,
remember us. Yeah, I do remember us talking about the like, bro, just help me out. Like, how do I talk to girls?
yeah, remember?
I mean, we were
I asked
younger. We
you.
were kids. So now,
We
damn,
were
Jay, you know
kids.
what? This is what you need to do.
Because I mean, we were young, but I mean, fucking Andy over here like talking to girls like it was fucking nothing, and I'm here like, "Ooh,
Yeah, it's my homie Jay right here. What's up, Jay? And you're like, and I was like, come on, Jay,
okay.
close it, close it, close it.
I didn't know, man. I didn't know.
Yeah, I
It took
remember
me
you
a
telling
while.
me that
It,
I'm,
it
I'm
took
scared
me.
of rejection.
Yeah, it took me a while. I didn't. One, I didn't know how to talk to them, and two, I didn't like rejection. I didn't like hearing the, no, or and after hearing the no, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, so what would happen? Like, it would just ruin your fucking day, ruin your night.
Yeah,
Like,
it
you just
would
like, I
feel.
just want to go home. Fuck this.
Yeah, it would feel like, all right, my night's over. I just
Okay, I
wanna,
see, I see.
yeah. But then after a while, like I was just like, all right, cool, fuck it, whatever. And then I started building up my confidence even more. And I was at a party with a couple of my friends, and we saw this group of girls, and like they wanted to talk. No, none of them were going up, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna take
Hold on,
all
hold on.
the.
Let's talk about rejection next week. Cause I'm gonna post this shit on Instagram. Rejection. How do you feel about rejection? Can you handle rejection? How do you handle it?
Mm.
So if you're watching this, next week's episode will be about rejection. How do you fucking overcome rejection? If you can overcome it, how did you do it? What were your steps? And Jay will tell us a story how that happened. Me too. I've dealt with rejection too. Like I wasn't always like beepity pow type shit, but yeah, for sure. Next week we'll get into that motherfucker because that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
for
good
sure.
segue to get into that one.
Oh yeah, because
So
I mean, yeah, that's true. Because after a breakup, you're thinking, "Fuck, I can't get another person."
Yeah, what
And
happened
and
here?
then yeah, and what happens from here on? And then you're thinking, "Oh well, I don't know how I'm gonna do it again," and like I don't want to hear. Yeah, next week's episode, guys,
next episode we'll talk about that shit.
is rejection.
Rejection. How
Okay,
do we handle rejection?
how do you
Here
handle
at Spit and Raw
rejection? Can
Podcast.
can you handle it? What do you do if someone says no? Does
Yeah,
it ruin?
like
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it, guys.
there you go.
Stay tuned next week, guys, for Spit and Raw. We're getting into it.
I'm gonna put,
Okay.
follow us on Instagram, the Spit and Raw Podcast. That's our profile. I'm gonna ask that question. You guys can answer it, and then I'll
Hmm.
read some answers. How does that work? And then hop on here and fucking hook us up. Like
Yeah, let
let's
us
see what
know.
you know.
We want to hear it. We want to hear it. And if you guys feel
Hear how
comfortable jumping on as a guest and let us know your story, cool. If not, then just let us know in the chat or whatever, and we'll talk about it.
yes, sir.
On and on that note, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Spin and Raw Podcast. This was episode 15. And we were your hosts, Jay Hype and Reflex. And we'll see you guys next week on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Same time, same place. See you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
Peace.